Hello and welcome everybody to Game 2 of Nerchio vs. dDreAm from the most recent Go4SC2 Cup Finals. This is going to be Game 2 of a best of 5 here on Antiga Shipyards. Spawning in the top right position as the yellow Protoss, playing from Team Dignitas, we have dDreAm. His opponent and the winner of Game 1, spawning in the bottom left position as the pink Zerg, playing from Team Acer, we have Nerchio. So, Nerchio was able to take a pretty convincing Game 1. Is he going to be able to do it here on Game 2? Now, map selection here was dDreAm, so he did choose to go for this map. He may have something very specific in mind on this particular map, in this particular version of this map. Spawn positions are forced cross spawns, so that means that you are always going to know where your opponent is, but the rush distances are still very long, so it's possible for you to use that to your advantage in that it gives you time to tech and it allows you to instantly scout your opponent. You can go for a lot of these very, very fast Nexus builds just because the rush distances are so long, and because you know where your opponent is spawning, you can immediately go straight to your opponent, know exactly where he is, and just always be aware of where exactly he is in tech. And as we can see, that is what dDreAm is doing right now. He is in his opponent's base, even clicking on the Vespene geysers, just checking it. There he goes, sees that the spawning pool is going to go down, and once again, he is now going to try to block that hatchery from going down at the natural expansion. So standard, very, very standard for Protoss players to do. Now, Nerchio is going to be immediately going to scout his opponent's position as well. He's going to see the Forge going down here in this position. This is a very common placement for the Forge for Protoss players, just because once you get a Nexus down here, you can throw down a gateway here and a pylon to fill in this spot here with cannons behind it. It can be really, really difficult to break, because it means to get up this ramp, Zerg players have to go all the way around the Nexus, come back this way, and then up the ramp. So these photon cannons are allowed to do a lot of damage. Now, Nerchio is in the natural expansion of his opponent, and he is throwing down this drone, this extractor repeatedly to try to stop that Nexus from going down, but it looks like he's not going to be preventing it any longer as that drone did now get taken out. Pylon has been thrown down at the natural expansion of Nerchio's base as well. This is something that some Protoss players do, some choose not to do. Some Protoss players will place this pylon and then cancel it when it's almost complete. Others find it worth it to spend the 100 minerals to just deny this base for as long as possible, just because, as you can see, it is going to delay this hatchery for quite a bit. Notice it's going to be about the 4-minute mark before Nerchio is going to be able to throw down that hatchery there, which is much later than Nerchio would like normally. Now, we do see that the gateway has gone down, as well as the Nexus and Photon Cannon. Looks like a second pylon going down as well here for dDreAm, as he's going to be focusing mostly on getting up lots and lots of probes at this point, wants his economy to be nice and strong. And upon scouting this, Nerchio most likely just going to be taking a fast third, because it's very safe to do on this map. Now, these Zerglings are going to be running up here, and I think there's only one cannon here. A second cannon is going up, but with 2 Zerglings, they might actually be able to squeeze around that Photon Cannon and not take any damage at all. Oh, 2 Zerglings did start to go through the middle, but it looks like, yeah, he is going to be going around. Notice the gateway not even up yet. There's nothing he can do to stop these Zerglings from going right up into the main. Looks like 1 Zergling is going to fall, but 5 Zerglings get up into the main, and now there's nothing for dDreAm to do but defend with probes right now, and he is pulling some off the line. 1 probe already going down here, and look at that, preventing so much mining time also, since dDreAm is having to pull all of his probes right now to try to deal with this. There we go. Now he's just pulling small sections of probes so that some are still mining. At the main, we do see that 1 Zealot now being chrono boosted out. It is moving up to the main. It is going to take more than 1 Zealot. 4 Zerglings can easily take out a Zealot. Well, fairly easily take out a Zealot. They will go, you will lose a few Lings there. Even with good micro, you'll lose at least 1 or 2 Lings. Looks like that first Zealot now coming up to the main of dDreAm, and it looks like he's now going to be chasing those Lings away, but those Lings are going to continue to try to harass probes for as long as they possibly can, and it looks like in the meantime Nerchio is indeed going for a fast third, more probes getting taken down. So far, 2 workers killed here for Nerchio, and 4 Zerglings still alive in the base, so it looks like he's going to continue to try to pick off more workers. Yes, 1 more worker does go down here for Nerchio. No more units are being produced at the gateway right now, as dDreAm is feeling confident enough to be able able to take out these Zerglings with just probes, but one more probe going down there for Dream. If we check out the harvester count right now, we can see he is at 25 harvesters to the 31 of Nerchio, because Nerchio back home is getting nothing but drones behind all of this. These Zerglings are being so worth it, preventing so much mining time right now for Dream. Even getting a few probe kills, totally worth it for Nerchio to be doing. Even showing off how good of his micro is, the fact that he can continue to harass with these two Zerglings, and oh, looks like he gets another probe, but loses one more Zergling. He is now down to just one Zergling. He's not going to be using that to just scout, and it looks like finally just going to be letting that one die. Now, in the base of Nerchio, we do see double gas now going down here for Nerchio, around the 50 food supply. Roach Warren going up as well. And now he can delay a lot of tech. He can just sit and get lots and lots of drones right now, because he's done a bunch of economic damage right now. He took out a total of 7 workers, was scouting in his opponent's base for a while. Notice that Zergling even moved down to this position over here a little while ago just to see if there was anything hiding in this corner. He still has this Overlord in the back of the base, so he knows exactly what his opponent has right now. Knows there's no Stargates or anything like that up quite yet for Dream. Knows there's pretty much nothing that can bother him right now, so he's just going to be strictly getting lots and lots of drones up, maybe throwing up some tech slowly. Roach Warren just now completing, but oh my goodness, for Dream we do have a double Stargate now being thrown down since the Overlord was killed. So it looks like it's going to be some kind of a double Stargate play here. Now, Nerchio is going to be throwing down an Evolution Chamber. In any other game, this would normally be a late Evolution Chamber, just because when you normally deal with Stargate units, you'll normally see them around the 8-minute 30-second mark, maybe the 8-minute 15-second mark, depending on how your opponent uses their chrono boost. That's generally when they will show up. Notice we are at the 8-minute and 50-second mark right now. So in any other game, this would be a late Evolution Chamber. But Nerchio delaying that Evolution Chamber just because he knows he did that economic damage, and he didn't see any Stargates going up at a normal Stargate timing. So knows that he can kind of delay this Evolution Chamber and use those resources instead to get drones. Brilliant, brilliant play by Nerchio. Notice he's still getting lots and lots of drones. If we check out the Harvester tab right now, we can see he is up to 64 Harvesters to the 43 of Dream right now. And Dream really doesn't have anything to stop him from droning up right now. We do have 2 Void Rays now coming out here. Looks like he's going to wait for that second Void Ray before he does move to try to deny that third. But Nerchio does have, looks like, 3 Queens at this point in time. Spire now going up as well for Nerchio, just getting up lots and lots of tech, using all this time to get up drones and tech. Doesn't need any army units at all. Has a few Zerglings scattered around the map. Look at this beautiful Zergling placement here by Nerchio. He has them all over the map. Wants to see anything coming at all. Checking for pylons. Look at this. Even has these Overlords watching the destructible rocks in the back of the base to be sure that there are no warp-ins here. And now looks like those Void Rays are going to be moving into the vision of Nerchio. He does see them on the Xel'Naga Watchtower and knows they are coming. Now we do see instantly Spore Crawlers going down at that third base. Any going up in the main? No. Looks like it's just going to be going up at the third, doing 1 inject there, and I think he's going to have to pull all of his Queens down to this lower location if he's going to want to stop this. We do have 1 Phoenix out for Dream, and 2 more are being produced, so it looks like this is going to be a pretty big air attack here from Dream, as they are now moving across 3 Void Rays out on the map. 1 Phoenix, 2 more Phoenix on the way, going to be here very soon. 1 Spore Crawler is up, going to be charging up on these destructible debris. These Void Rays now going to be supercharged when they get into the main. Now they are going to be focusing down lots and lots of units, but there are 4 Queens here that are going to start to do a lot of damage. Looks like that 1 Void Ray is going to fall way too fast there, and Dream not using the best of micro there. Really needed to pick up a few of those Queens while the Void Rays focus down the remaining Queens. But now, oh no, Dream needs to pull those Void Rays back. Will he lose another? Almost loses 1. And look at this brilliant thinking by Nerchio. He says, you know what, if I'm going to have to defend here, and I know you have just sunk a ton of resources into all of these air units, I'm just going to take a 4th. I'll get up some more Spore Crawlers if I need to, but now I know that there are not really any gateway units that you can really have at this point in time. Now behind this, notice Dream is going to be taking a third base here, taking a very fast third, but Nerchio getting up tons of roaches during that attack, and he's going to be sending these right around the base, again, taking advantage of the fact that no ground units can be up at this time. So many units were spent on those other resources. Now Nerchio just moving up right now, focusing down all the sentries as quickly as he can, moving up with a good number of roaches. Look at the small number of gateway units that Dream has. There's really not a whole lot he can do in terms of ground defense here. At this point in time, he only has 3 warp gates gates up. These Phoenixes continuing to try to move around the map. These Void Rays have they actually been taken down? Yes, it looks like those Void Rays were killed, and so it looks like Dream was really not able to do that much damage at all, and now he's got roaches in his natural expansion, and the Phoenixes have now come back. They're just going to be lifting up every single one of those roaches, which is going to make it a little bit easier to take out some of these units, but Phoenix is really not that good against roaches. They do have bonuses to light units, but against these armored roaches, really can't do that much damage. Look at how slowly they die. Well, now they have Stalkers to help them. Stalkers do have bonuses versus Armored, so with those Stalkers, Dream finally going to be able to clean those up. But Nerchio, what is he going to be doing right now? On the production tab, we can see that the Spire is up. We see that lots of Roaches being produced, as well as lots of Corruptors, and there we go. A good number of Roaches and Corruptors moving across the map right now, as these Phoenixes moving out once again to try to be aggressive. They don't deal much damage because Corruptors are armored units, but now with the help of all of these Corruptors, holy cow, that is a ton of Corruptors. Going to be able to shoo those Phoenixes right away, and look at all these Roaches now streaming across the map right now. The Harvester count is heavily in Nerchio's advantage, 79 Harvesters to 65, and he's doing nothing but producing mass Roaches right now, getting Zerg Flyer attack upgrades right now, once again completely showing Dream that he can not win this game with just air units. He's going to be needing to get up a lot more gateways. More gateways are coming up here for Dream, but I just don't think they're going to be able to get up in time. 6 gateways are up in total right now, but there are so many Roaches moving across the field here for Nerchio. He's continuing to rally in more and more Roaches and Lings. All these Roaches getting up into the 3rd base here. Force fields going down for Dream, but these Corruptors managing to just stick around. Notice Infestation Pit, lots of tech going up behind this, and it looks like the Immortal and Stalker count from Dream just getting a little bit too high. Nerchio now being forced to pull back here for a little bit. We do see that these Phoenixes pretty much useless now with this number of Corruptors. These Phoenixes really can't do anything in this fight at all. I do kind of think this is a little bit of an overcommitment in terms of Corruptors for Nerchio right now, but notice he is going up to Hive Tech behind this, and oh, looks like Nerchio is trying to engage here, and I mean, this is not a fight that Nerchio actually thinks he can win. This number of Roaches is never going to be able to take out this many Stalkers and Immortals. It's just not going to happen. But what Nerchio is doing here is that he's delaying future tech from Dream. By continuing to stream in Roaches and continuing to apply pressure, he's forcing his opponent to make Stalkers, which are very, very expensive units. Notice, no Robotics Bay going down. No Colossi can go down at all in this matchup, not to mention the fact that there are just tons of Corruptors out on the field right now. So Dream is really just forced to just get lots and lots of Stalkers and Immortals up right now. There's really nothing he can do to try to tech up right now because he's constantly under the threat of just being killed by Nerchio. If he stops producing these Stalkers and Immortals, he's just going to be in a lot of trouble, and he's not going to be able to hold the Roaches that Nerchio is just sending at his base non-stop. And Nerchio, notice, while he's just sacrificing all these units, because he's on the better economy, he's got 4 bases up and running, he's taking a 5th right now, and because he's just streaming in constant Roaches, and teching behind this, he's just trading units. That's all he wants to do right now, is force trades, because he has the base advantage. He has overall an ability to get more minerals than his opponent. Look at this. This attack force is never going to be able to take out this attack force. Well, actually, this one's actually looking pretty good. With this many Roaches, he might actually be able to do a good amount of damage. Nope, looks like too many Stalkers here for Dream, and yeah, he's going to be able to beat those Roaches back. But once again, he's forcing more and more Stalkers to be produced here, meaning that Dream really has no time to tech up, and this is slowly giving Nerchio the tech advantage. Behind this, the Greater Spire is now halfway done. No upgrades except for a +1 melee attack for Nerchio, but he's just continuing to get up more and more bases. Notice this is not a gold expansion here in the middle, just because the gold expansions in this particular version of the map have been removed, so this is not going to be a huge mineral advantage, but Nerchio is right now just looking to take more and more bases, trying to take over the entire map. Notice lots of Infestors have now been produced, pulling back these Corruptors, because I bet we are about to see a ton of Broodlords, and he wants to have them back nice and safe where they're protected. If he were to morph them in here, they would be in danger of being taken out, but now there's so many Broodlords now being morphed in here for Nerchio, as he is currently sitting at 190 food to the 170 of Dream, as he continues to produce lots and lots more Stalkers and Immortals. But now Nerchio is just teched so high that I think these Broodlords are going to do so well against this army composition here. There's nothing he can really do. He's now taking the Xel'Naga Watchtower, and he is seeing that there are Broodlords here for Nerchio, And Nerchio now going to be moving forward, engaging here, fungal growthing absolutely everything, keeping the roaches out in front, roaches and lynx in front of the army, not allowing these stalkers to blink forward at all, meaning these broodlords are just free to do so much damage right now, and all of these stalkers falling so fast to the forces of Nerchio. 120 food to the 190 food of Nerchio as Dream GG's out of Game 2. Nerchio completely outclassing Dream here in Game 2. If we go into a Game 3 and Dream is able to take it, he'll be able to push it to a Game 4. But if Nerchio takes Game 3, he's going to be shutting down Dream in a 3-0 clean sweep. Stick with me, guys, to see if Nerchio can do it. Game 3 of Nerchio versus Dream from the Go4SC2 Cup coming up in just a moment.